Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Music Lab podcast. My name is Dogg, and I'm so excited to be back with all of you for another episode of the podcast. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, our social media pages. That helps us and helps the bands and artists and music festivals that we feature. Also, check out our sponsor, RAR Outfitters. That's RAWR, outfitters.com. Don't just wear, RAR. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is day 2 of our Let's Go Festival recap. We are back home. It is Sunday morning. The festival was Friday and Saturday, June 5th and June 6th. Thank you to the Hampton Inn in Glen Burnie for the wonderful accommodations last night, Friday night, which allowed us to spend the day yesterday getting ready for the festival for day 2. So let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. So to start off the day, we got there about 4 o'clock in time for our friends Surfing for Daisy. They played the main stage. And again, before I get into that, Let's Go Music Festival. This is the 6th year that they have done this festival. It is in Crownsville, Maryland, outside of Annapolis, for the national scene. It is a 2-day music festival. Friday had Sublime headlining with Fitz and the Tantrums, Jude and the Lion, The Bends, Nicotine Dolls, and Modern Alibi. And then today's lineup, we had AJR headlining, Natasha Bedingfield, Matt and Kim, Edge Hill, Joywave, Cinema Hearts, and Surfing for Daisy. So like I said, Surfing for Daisy was the first band that we saw on the main stage from Asbury Park. A lot of Mumford vibes, but they crushed it. Their set was great. He's got a great voice. The band was into it. They were very appreciative that they got to play the festival. Definitely kicked off our day in the right direction with Surfing for Daisy. And then our friends Cinema Hearts, they got to play on the Astound stage, which was the second stage. But how the festival was set up, it was literally, maybe 50 to 60 yards from stage to stage, so it was not much of a walk. Thankfully, with our media passes that we got for the festival, we were able to hang out in the GA Plus area, which was to the right of the stage, which more than anything, thankfully, they had a really nice sized tent with fans that were blowing at high speed all around it to give you a little bit of break from the heat. I think if we would have been GA for the entire weekend, I think my girlfriend and I personally, I think we would have struggled in the heat, just being in the heat consistently. There was not much shade in the GA area and really on the festival grounds itself. On the outskirts of it, there were, but not really in the footprint of the festival. If you were not J Plus or VIP, you were basically baking in the sun. And yesterday was definitely hotter than Friday. But yeah, and so, again, with how things are in the world today, heat and weather always affects these festivals. And as you find out later, you'll see firsthand. So Cinema Hearts, 4:30, they played the Astound stage. Our friends, we saw them at South by. We featured them. They're great. And actually, in particular, this set, I must say, not that the set at South by wasn't good, but this set really had some fire and energy to it. It was just, they're great. Cinema Hearts from Washington, D.C. So one of the couple local bands that this festival definitely featured, which is always good to see. Next, we had Joywave. They played on the main stage at 5 o'clock. Most of these bands got half-hour or hour sets. Obviously, as you got into the headliners, they got an hour and a half, but most of the sets were either 30 minutes or an hour, which is pretty typical for a festival. So yeah, Joywave, I not known much about them, but as soon as the first song came that they played, I was like, oh, I know this song. So I knew, I think, two or three songs that they played. High energy, just not my vibe, but they were good. And definitely they had a decent sized crowd for, as early as the festival was. And then the next band to play was Edge Hill. They were on the Astound stage. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble saying that. I'm just not going to say it anymore. So Edge Hill, they're a rock band from Nashville, Tennessee. Very, very 90s throwback. Even a little grunge, I would say, but excellent set. He was the lead singer was tried to be as entertaining as possible, but this was their first festival in the band's history, so that's kind of cool. So we got to see that. So hopefully they have a bright future ahead of them. And then we had Matt and Kim. They were on the main stage. They played at 6:15. So Matt and Kim, another band that I'm not a huge fan of, but again, in their live set, it's just Matt and Kim. Matt does all of the keyboards, electronic, all that stuff, and then Kim is the drummer. High energy set, but again, just not my vibe. And then the rain came. Just like I said, heat and weather have, when you have a summer festival, outdoor festival, these things happen. I thought the festival handled it in the best way that it could, gave people notice. They had us return to our cars. I think it was about an hour of a wait. They did eliminate Valley's set, but we did get Natasha Bedingfield and we did get AJR. But again, I just wanted to point out, you hear on social media, and of course, social media you never know about, but when these festivals have these delays like this, when you have cancellations like this, a lot of times it's, they bash the festival because the communication is lacking or the decision making is not like, what the masses like would agree on. And I felt like they did everything they could. And it seemed like everybody was very cordial and understanding of the situation, meaning the fans. So well done with that respect. And then the show went on. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Let's Go Music Festival, a 2-day festival in Crownsville, Maryland, their sixth annual. It's run by a brother and sister, Liz and Chris, and then Adam, who hooked us up with the media passes. So thank them. Yeah, I'm going to guess there was probably 8 or 9,000 Friday. I think it was a little bit less of a crowd on Saturday, but understandable. Sublime is a pretty game-changing headliner to get anybody to come to a festival. So, but yeah, I would definitely give it a thumbs up. Looking forward to hopefully next year. It sounds like they are having it next year. So yeah, good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, Let's Go Music Festival 2026. That is your day 2 recap. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, our social media pages. That helps us and helps the bands and artists that we feature. And also, in this case, the music festivals we feature. Also, check out our sponsor, RAR Outfitters. That's RAWR. Outfitters.com. Don't just wear. RAR. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Dogg. You've been great. This is the Music Lab Podcast.